Interesting report. We always like to talk about how certain groups react to certain events. And one example is how the NRA, Fox News, and the right wing react to mass shootings. Now, we saw almost total silence from the NRA just after the Sandy Hook school shooting. And there's a great report in New York Magazine by Gabriel Sherman, which says that producers on Fox News were told, stay away from talk of gun control policy during what was essentially non-stop weekend coverage about the shooting on every cable network.
No surprise, really.
Fox News staying away from it. This was, not surprising at all. I skipped around a lot over the weekend to see how this was being covered. Immediately noticed that Fox was basically staying away from discussions of gun control. They had no shortage of people talking about God's role in stopping the shooter or not stopping the shooter, but no real discussions about gun control. Now, let's be honest. If Fox News did have discussions of gun control, they would have been incredibly skewed and pro-gun. Maybe they had the sense to realize that the right-wing rhetoric wasn't going to play that well in the heat of this tragedy.
Not going to play well in the mainstream in general, but I mean, still, amongst their viewers, you would assume that it would be safe for them to talk about gun control, right?
Maybe, but I think they know that they would be lampooned significantly.
Yeah.
There's an email from David Clark, executive producer in charge of weekend coverage, which is cited in this piece in New York Magazine, which says, this network is not going there. We haven't buried the children yet. We're not discussing it. And then another source said we were expressly forbidden from discussing gun control. And it wasn't universal. On Fox News Sunday, there was some discussion of it, although that program seems to be an outlier in terms of Fox News broadly.
Yeah.
So there you go. Terrible tragedy. Now, what's fascinating is that terrible tragedy, as admitted by Rupert Murdoch, the head of News Corporation, which owns Fox News, but Rupert Murdoch himself tweeted out, quote, terrible news today. When will politicians find courage to ban automatic weapons, as in Australia, after a similar tragedy? So even he was involved there, but still no coverage on Fox News.
Not yet. I wonder what the narrative will be as soon as this is all settled down a bit.